All right, so I'll do this live, so I'll do it as we go. Okay, so I don't have the answer key in front of me. So 1 mark each for question 1, right? So you can see that there are 9 here. So I'm just going to write down the King Henry died by drinking chocolate milk, right? So if this is within the metric system, right? So I'm going from meter, which is the base, to centimeters. So it's 1, 2. You're shifting the decimal over 2 spots. So it goes from here to 1, 2 like that. So that's 350 centimeters. Right? If you want 350.0, not a big deal. I'm just going to leave it like that. Here you're going from millimeters to meters. So millimeters is out here. The prefix, right? Your base unit is meters. Okay. So here we go. 1, 2, 3. It's 3 decimal places to the left. So you start here and it's 1, 2, 3. So it's 3.88. If you put down 3.879, that's fine. I would take it. But that's the answer there. So 0 or 1 for these ones, okay? Hectometer to kilometer. So you're going from here, 1 to the left, right? So this decimal goes over here. So that'd be 0.189 or 19 if you round it to 2 decimals. Either one will work. So 3 marks so far. And we have feet to yards. And that's 4 1/4, right? So 4.25 feet like that. And today I will show you a slightly different way of converting, right? But you're going from feet to yards. So I know that 1 yard has 3 feet, right? This is something that you should have on your study sheet or formula sheet. And we know that the feet would go down here, right? So it's essentially this times this divided by that. Okay, so 4.25 divided by 3, that's 1.42. And on a question like this, if you give me this and then straight to the answer, I would be fine with that. Okay. Feet to miles, I go and look it up. 1 mile has 5280 feet. And because I'm given feet, I have to put it down here. You cross multiply and divide like that. Oops. And that is 0.09 miles. And I wanted to have some small numbers so that, some students think they did something wrong if that happens. Not really. So yards to inches, you know that 1 yard has, if you have this written down, 36 inches, right? Because 1 yard has 3 feet, 1 foot has 12 inches, so then you just make it like that. It's in 1 step instead of 2 steps, but it's up to you. So this would be 17.5 yards. So you cross multiply here and divide up, right? So it's really just a multiplication question, and that's 630 inches. So far out of 6. Then you have 6 feet and 8 inches. We're going to convert this to inches. So 1 foot has 12 inches, right? And the 6 feet are there. There's your unknown, so it's 6 times 12 divided by 1, which is 72 inches. So the 6 feet turn into 72 inches. You have to add the 8, and that's 80 inches. There. 1,200 miles to kilometers. You go look up which one has miles and kilometers, right? 1 mile is 1.6. I always forget this one. 1.609. Okay, thank you. 1.609, and this is 1,200 miles because miles match with miles here. So in a sense, what I'm telling you is you could flip this. You could say 1.609 kilometers is 1 mile, but then just make sure the miles also line up on the other side. Okay, that's important. So it's 1,200 times 1.609, and that's 1930.8 kilometers. So almost 2,000 kilometers. 8 1/8 of a yard. Well, I first focus on feet and yard, right? So the ratio that relates them is this, right? And 1 divided by 8, right? 1 divided by 8 is 0.125. So it's like saying 8.125. Okay? Yards. And this is my unknown, so cross multiply and divide. That's 24.38 or 375, right? So far total of 9 marks. I don't want you to round too early here. It's not your final answer, right? So here you keep them all, but at the end you round. So far we're out of 9. Okay. Question 2. These are worth 2 marks each, so that should tell you something, right? It's going to be a little bit more. So you don't have something that gets you straight to centimeters, but you do have something that gets you to the metric system, right? You do have yards to meters. So I'm going to start with that. 1 yard has 0.9 something something. Sorry, say that again. 144? Okay. There it is. I have good help here. Meters. I have my formula sheet right here. I don't know what I wasn't looking. Drawing a blank sometimes. Okay. So we're going to turn the 897 to meters. Okay, that's my first step. Because once you're in the metric system, it's so easy to convert to anything else within the metric system. So it's this times this, right? So 897 times 0.9144, and that's 820.2168, right? And that is in meters. And now it's just as simple, right, to go from meters to centimeters. So let's go back up to King Henry, right? You're going from meters here to centimeters. So 1, 2, you just shifted 2 spots to the right. That is going to be, right, 1, 2 there. 82021.68 centimeters. Right, so this converts to that just like that. So the key is to convert to something that's in the metric system, and then from there just convert within by shifting the decimal. So that's the easy part. Okay. And by the way, if you're not doing so well today on this, believe me, it's not over. Okay, you're gonna have lots of goes at this. Okay, possibly daily. Okay, so I just want to make sure you understand how this works. So meters to miles, you don't have something that gets you straight from meters to miles, right? But what do you have? You have kilometers to miles, right? There is more than one way of doing this, but what I would do is you can convert the meters to kilometers, right? So you're going to go back up here, right? You're going to go 1, 2, 3. You shift that decimal over 3 spots. Okay. So this would be 0.354 of a kilometer, right? So you convert that there. So that would be 1 mark for the first conversion. Even if you did it differently, you should arrive to the same final answer. So you know that 1 mile has 1.609 kilometers. And you're going to ask, right, you want ultimately how many miles are in 0.354 of a kilometer. So you cross multiply and divide like that. So this times 1 divided by that. And it will probably be a small number, right? 0.22 of a mile. Okay, so maybe I'll do it on the side. The other way of doing this would have been this, okay? Don't copy this necessarily if you have figured it out already. You could have gone, right, 1 meter has 0.3048 feet, right? Use that one to get you from meters to feet. So that would be 354 meters, and you figure out the feet. So just watch how I'm going to do this, right? So I'm going to multiply here, cross multiply and divide, right? 3048 times 354. That gives me 107.8992, and I'm finding feet, right? Then I'm going to turn the feet into miles by knowing that 1 mile has 5280 feet. Right, and this is in feet, so this goes down here, 8992, and I'm going to find out how many miles that is. So now you're going to have to multiply that answer times 1 divided by 5280. So look, I have that answer already on my screen anyways. I'm just going to go ahead and divide it by 5280. And it's slightly off. Right, wait a minute. Did we get 0.0? Hold on. I might have made a mistake here. Doesn't look right to me. This doesn't look right here, right? 0.354 divided by. Let's pause this. So we'll put a star on this for now. I'll come back to that later. There's something that I'm not seeing that is making it be off. Because other than that, I mean, they both are sound. They both are, you're doing the right thing for both of them. And I don't know, I can't see the mistake there. Anyways, let's do this one, miles to meters. So what I'm going to use here is I know that 1 mile has 1.609 kilometers. I'm going to use that one to get me started. And so the miles go here, and this is my unknown. So I'll multiply here and divide by 1, which is just, right, 158.7 times 1.609, and that is 2553483 decimals right there. This is in kilometers, right? And to go from kilometers to meters, let's go back up here. Kilometers to meters, that'd be 1, 2, 3 decimals to the right, 3 shifts, right? So it'd be 1, 2, 3 right there. So that'd be 255,348.3 meters. 255,348.3 meters. So each one of these gives you 2 marks. And I am thinking that there's like if you round, like the conversions that I've given you, they're rounded still, right? And that's why B isn't working out. So anyways, 2 marks for each. If you get 0.02 here by doing it a different way, I would for now just give you the mark and I'll figure it out later. Okay. I apologize for that. Wasn't planned. I changed meters to yards. Okay, and then it worked out, Isabel? If you do meters to yards, it would be 354 times 0.9144 divided by 52, divided by 1760. And that's 0.18, right? That's 0.18 that you got, right, Isabel? Well, guess what? You get the marks. Anyways. Yeah, I don't know what's happening there. It shouldn't be like that. So I'm guessing if the conversion rates that I'm giving you, they're rounded, and so it affects over the long run, right? If it's a big stretch. Okay, so 2, 2, and 2 worth 6. So if you got the 0.18 here, 0.22, or you got 0.02, we will take them all. Right? If you have one of these 3, you get the 2 marks there. And you can scratch your head over that one, because I am for sure. Never encountered that before. Consider the layout of the room as seen to the right. Calculate the total area of the room. Okay, so that one is worth 2 marks. So it depends on what you want to do. If you slice it here, right, maybe I will slice it there for now. This is area 1, area 2. So for the first stretch here, this is 16.5. I need to figure out what this is. So it's 25 and 18. That's 7 feet here. So it's 16.5 times 7 for that. And for the second part, it would be 25 times 9.8. And of course, you may have done that differently. 115.5. And that's 245. Combined, you get 360.5 square feet. Okay. If you had cut it this way, then you would have had to come up with 9.8 plus 16.5. You get 26 here. No, wait. 9.8 plus 16.5. That's 26.3. Right? So then you would have gone 26.3 times 7. Right? You get 184 for this stretch plus 25 times 9.8, not 25, 18 times 9.8, you get 176.4, 360.4. Now I'm sure that is just a 25 times 9.8. Did I gobble up that decimal there? 245. So you're off by 0.1. Not a big deal, right? So here you are at 360.4 square feet. So we'll give you both. Either one of them, you get it. You get the right answer. Okay. So that's worth 2 marks. So I would say you get 1 mark for each correct area that you've calculated. And obviously this goes without saying that this needs to be there, right? Like the 360.5 or 0.4, either one needs to be there to get the 2 marks there. The total perimeter, I'm just going to go 2 times this, right? Plus 2 times 25, because that's really what you're traveling. 25 twice, right? Horizontal movement once here, and then again on your way back. And then the 26.3 gets repeated as well. So that's 52.6 plus 50. That's 102.6 feet. Just 1 mark there for that. If you added them all up individually, no problem. You should get the same answer. So 2 marks for the total area, 1 mark for the perimeter, and now the cost, right, for carpet. And remember, you need to figure out the rolls. And you take one of these areas, of course. I'm going to go 360.5 divided by 90 square feet, right? That's 40.05, and that keeps going. And you have to round up to 41 rolls. So this would be 1 mark here for getting the 41 rolls. And then the cost would be 41 times 199. That's 8159, right? And you're gonna have to add taxes, and that's 9138.08. So you give you half a mark for calculating the cost before taxes, and another half mark here for this. So 1 mark for figuring out the roll. So let's say you got the wrong area, but you're still doing this step right. You still get the 1 mark. You would still get this half and also half for taxes. That would all be a follow through error, okay? That you need to do this for? Because it's carpet, it is area. When you're covering something, then it's area. If it had been like edging or trim, it'd be different. So I would say just lose this mark, but you still get the second mark down here. Yeah, by the way, I did this on purpose. I put area and perimeter both there. I wanted to see if you would pick perimeter or area down here. So whenever it's carpet or flooring, tiling, anything you're covering, it's always the area that you need to grab, right? You need to grab this number right here and there. Okay. All right. So by the way, I'm always